Ayva. Ooga booga. Is that even how Vikings sounded like? What? Finally, after all these years, I found it. And I can speak English all of a sudden for some reason, okay? Get it? It's like a wine, you know? Okay, back to the thing, you know? Oh my god. It's beautiful. It's even more beautiful in person. I waited 25 years to find this. Wow. I know what you're thinking. What on earth am I watching? Well, I am here to explain. I just need to get rid of all the stuff behind me, so if you excuse me.
Bomb has been planted.
There we go. So, back to the story. Uh-oh. Oh shit. It all started with Kaiserslautern. I took over them, then got sacked just 6 months later and went to RB Leipzig. After a couple of years, I did win a couple of trophies, but the board was a bit greedy and then I got sacked yet again. After that, I went on a little trip to Italy where I managed Udinese, and after 6 or so years, I managed to reach the Champions League final where unfortunately I lost 3-0 to Borussia Dortmund and decided to go to the beautiful city of Burnley. After a good 6 years, good is a bit of an exaggeration, I had built what was pretty much the best team in the history of football, but that was not enough as we choked harder than your average porn star, which is why I'm doing this rebuild. So before I begin, what team am I actually rebuilding? Well, in my previous rebuild video I mentioned this. I went north. And so I did go north, and if you couldn't tell already from the intro, this rebuild will be Viking based. That's right, the team is Viking FK over in Norway. The FK obviously stands for Fat Knockers, and who wouldn't want some fat Viking knockers? Anyway, this isn't just your average rebuild, but a Viking only rebuild, meaning I will only be using players from Scandinavian countries, and those countries include Iceland, Faroe Islands, Norway, Sweden, and last but definitely least, Denmark. And no, I'm not gonna count Finland because they're not Vikings, they are just alcoholics who drink coffee in a sauna 20 hours a day, and for the other 4 hours they drive their shitty little cars at 200 kilometers per hour and crash or something.
Oh shit, Mikey Jackson!
So, before I begin, let's establish some rules. Rule number 1, I can only use Scandinavian players, as I've already mentioned. Rule number 2, I cannot train players myself, as it would be a little bit overpowered. Rule number 3 is the series ends when, if I win the Champions League. Rule number 4 is no cheating. Rule number 5 is probably the most important one. I do not have to simulate every game using the calendar. Now, I did this for 4 other teams and it kind of sucked major balls, so this time I can use this to sim as many matches as I want. Very nice. And rule number 6 is my trap card. I will not reveal it yet, and maybe I won't have to use it at all, but for the time being I won't mention what it is. So those are all the rules, I think. Maybe I forgot some, I don't know. And most importantly, here is our beloved Johnny Sins, looking as stylish as ever and looking like he's ready to take over Viking FK. And rule number 7 is like this video and subscribe to the channel. So, here I was in the game, and the first thing I thought of doing is of course checking the team. Now, I know we are in Norway and it's not the best of leagues in the world, but Viking FK have actually won the Norwegian League 8 times and the Cup 6, so surely they must have a pretty decent team. Oh sweet baby Jesus.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, sure, it's not the best team in the world, and sure, the last time they won the league was in 1991, and sure, the last time they won the cup was in 2019, and this game takes place in 2016 onwards, so if we take that away, they haven't won anything since 2001. And because this team is not the greatest, I looked at our objectives for the season and we had to finish mid-table, which I thought was pretty realistic, and also reach the quarter-final of the cup. And considering that there's only 16 teams in the league and there are no lower leagues, we just needed to win one cup game to reach the quarter-final, which I also thought was doable.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
And because of that, I came up with a personal objective, which is to finish at least 8th, which would make it dead middle. Next thing I decided to check was obviously the budget, and it wasn't too bad actually. Paired up with the money that we got from winning the preseason tournament, it was definitely an amount I could work with. Now, because this is a Viking only rebuild, I of course had to sell all the non-Viking players who were already at the club. So these people included this Samuel guy, who was in the top 3 of our best players, but I did get a nice 2.6 million for him from Burnley. Karol Metz, whom I actually accidentally played once, I'll admit, I'm sorry, hopefully you can forgive me. This guy, and also Usman Sani Saleh Hassan, who weren't that good, so it wasn't a problem in letting them go. Oh, and I also terminated this Welsh guy. I mean, I terminated the loan, I didn't kill him or anything. I would never do that, right? And the rest of them were pure Vikings. Apparently even this guy. Yeah, sure man, you look like the most stereotypical Viking ever. Yeah man, I believe you. I did eventually mess around with the team sheet and the formation, and after a couple of minutes, this is what I came up with.
Today's subject: slavery.
Yep, I finally bought a youth scout so that they can bring me some nice 16-year-olds. No, that's not what I meant. Anyway, yeah, I will inform you if I ever get any good youth players or whenever I promote someone. In fact, on the very first report, I got this Asen guy who turned out to be a 60 overall CDM with potential to be special. So hey, that's nice. So keep them coming, Mr. Knudsen. No, I meant the reports, not the kids. The first signing of the rebuild was this Øsen guy for 1 million. What's up with all the asses in Norway? Like what? And Berg, whom I got on loan for just a year, but we needed the squad depth, and because I am a turbo virgin, I may or may not know about a couple of decent high potential players in the game, including the man that I signed, Rafik Zehnini. If you know, you know. Anyway, after selling all of our so-called non-Vikings, this is what the team looked like, which is just not good enough, is it? And with the remaining money, on deadline day no less, I got Daniel Fredheim Holm and Marius Høybråten, perfect pronunciation, which turned out to be a 68 overall winger and a 66 overall defender, costing me about 2 million Viking monies, whatever it is. I did also get another slave, I mean youth scout, who wasn't the best, but it was okay for now. But I couldn't find another decent Scandinavian, so I had to keep on buying and selling in hopes of one spawning, but then I just gave up. I allocated all my funds and splashed the cash on a slave, I mean youth scout, of course. On the 1st of January, or about 60% of the season having gone by, we were chilling in 12th place, which is not good, but not terrible considering we were only 1 win away from 9th and 2 away from our aim, which is of course 8th. I did promote this Carlsen guy who isn't good enough to play just yet, but he might be in the future. And as for pre-contracts, baby, I got this guy by the name of Ødegaard, no, not this one unfortunately, and in a blink of an eye it was deadline day already, and the only other player I signed was this guy that I got on loan for 2 years to help us out on the wing. I'm sure he will be a decent, useful player. Well, that sucks. So after that we had a cup round of 16 game against a team called Start. Really? That's your team? Okay, whatever, man. According to Wikipedia, the most trusted news source of all time, Start are one of Viking FK's biggest rivals actually, so it was pretty nice when we beat them 2-0 to reach the quarters. But unfortunately that's where our cup run ended, as we lost 2-0 to Ålesund. With 5 games left in the league though, we had risen all the way up to 9th with just 1 point from 8th, but unfortunately we lost to Rosenborg, drew to Start, lost to Ålesund again, won against Vålerenga after Bidik scored a brace, and after that string of results we were surprisingly still 9th and within a shout of finishing 8th, which was my personal aim this season, even though it wouldn't mean anything if we finished 8th, 9th or even 10th probably. Anyway, the final game of the season was at home against a 14th Sagundis Nuts or whatever they're called, and we took that home advantage as Bidik hit the final nail in the coffin as we won 2-0, and we even managed to finish 8th just as I wanted. What? A rebuild being successful? Me actually doing something? Impossible.